All right, everybody, and welcome back to the channel and another video today. Just want to make a shout out to everyone who watched the other videos. Looks like got some opinions on some things. I did forget things. I do respond to your comments. So if there's ever an issue where I forget something, which I always will, just let me know and I will do my best to address it. So today we are going to do just the first evolution of all the starters. They included Eevee in this. We are not using Eevee. I know technically that Let's Go Eevee game, technically it's a starter. I'm not going to count that as a starter, but also the other evolutions, I think Umbreon and Espeon count because of Coliseum, I believe. So we're just going to do the first evolution of each Pokemon in today's video. So starting us off, obviously fresh as ever, is Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur for me is a B. Now a lot of people are like, well, that's not very fair because it's Gen 1, it's nostalgic, it's great. I have to say, I don't think I ever picked Bulbasaur first unless I did a rerun of the game. I did a run of the game one time for Blue, and I think I picked it by accident, and I just kept it the whole time. So, I mean, obviously, it's a good Pokemon. Venusaur ends up being a pretty good Pokemon for the most part. The weaknesses for grass always threw me off in these games. Gen 1, I don't think had a lot of... Again, like the typings weren't as expansive as they are now and how things work. But yes, Bulbasaur would be B. Charmander is always S. And everyone's like, well, you're doing it because of Charizard. Technically, no. Charmander is, I think, the one I always picked. That or Squirtle. I'd always have a toss-up with me and my friends between Squirtle and Charmander. Squirtle is also going to be S-Class. Just, again, probably two of the better starters in all this list, just in general. I think, again, the type coverage for water in this game, in the first game, is pretty good because that first gym that's going to clear you every time. Now, you could say the same thing for Bulbasaur, but at the same time, again, it only goes so far. And technically, Bulbasaur, I think, is better for the first two gyms because I think Misty's second, I believe. But, yeah, this is, again, totally an opinion. This is all opinion. So this is not based on stats or anything or any kind of special thing. It's just how I feel about them and when I use them. Moving on. Chikorita. I liked Chikorita. Chikorita can go into an A. I think that was actually the first one I picked in the second gen, which I definitely shouldn't have because the other two are way better. Cyndaquil is S-Class for me. Love Cyndaquil. Typhlosion's in probably my top 5, maybe 10 Pokemon of all time. So just based on that, it's going to be up there. So what's next? Totodile. Probably A. That Gen 2 nostalgia just hits super hard. So I think we're going to keep it at that A. Again, don't really care for like the stats part of it. It's just, I believe wholeheartedly that Cyndaquil was probably one of the best starters in that game. Trico. Did not like Trico that much. I did not like its evolution line. Loved the games. Don't get me wrong. Loved the games. Did not like at all that grass type Pokemon they put in that game. I feel like it just wasn't that good. Torchic for me is going to be S-Class because you know me, and fire types is always in the S-Class. Not all the time, but for the most part. When it turns into Combuskin and then Blaziken, once it learns that double kick, and if you watch my Leaf Green, I think I actually have a Blaziken on my team, which I got rid of the double kick. Spoiler alert, because I'm an idiot. It just cleans out the whole game. I think I literally kept double kick the entire game. So Torchic for me, S-Class. Mudkip, also S-Class. I feel like that evolution line is just ridiculously good. And again, once I know, a lot of S starters. And then I know my games, a lot of people are like, oh, I can't be an S plus because of the generation and what, you know, how the games worked. Again, this is totally opinion. This is not like based on anything. All right, moving on. Sorry, my thing's not. I'm not huge on him. I'll make him a C as well. Not giving the grass types a lot of love here. I understand that. He isn't my favorite. I did use him, I think, in the game though when that came out. I believe I used that grass type first. I liked Torterra's like how it looked. Kind of gave me that Venusaur with the tree on the back or a plant on the back, like nostalgia. Moving on. I'm gonna make him a B. Not one of my favorite fire types. I do like Infernape sometimes. It depends. Very cool design for the Pokemon itself, but not my favorite. Piplup. Also a B. I think it just kind of goes with that generation. I really wasn't too crazy about it. Not my favorite. Snivy. Maybe a C. And the reason I put that as a C is the final evolution, I think, believe it or not. I didn't like what they did for its final. I get the whole concept of a snake, but it's like, I feel like they dropped the ball. That could have been such a better design. Tepig, I'll put as a B. Again, the evolution line's okay. Emboar is all right for the most part. I used them in the game, but again, to each their own on that. Oshawott is going A. The evolution line brought that alone to that. Oshawott, if you just look, here, I'll scroll down. If you just look at the uncanny resemblance for the water typings here, everyone's like, well, just because you're... No, literally look. It's pretty close to almost being the exact same. Not when it goes to their megas. Their megas and stuff look totally different. Moving on. Fennekin. I liked Fennekin. Fennekin for me is an A. I love the evolution line. Not a lot of people did. People love Greninja, and I get that because it's like Ash's new Pokemon, that kind of the new Charizard, the new Pikachu, where everyone wanted the cards, everyone loved the character. Now, I'm not disagreeing. Super cool Pokemon. Greninja's amazing. I think believe it or not, I think I liked Fennekin better in the game. Moving on, probably again, I'll put him in the A still. I mean, pretty even. Just again, Greninja's hard to overlook. Rowlet. I wasn't huge on Rowlet. I'll probably do a B. B, I mean, could be a C, depending. The evolution line was cool. I feel like the final evolution was cool, and then they finally gave it like a fighting type. But again, not my favorite thing in the whole entire planet, because it turned into like this. Just not my favorite. Litten, probably my worst fire type. I do not like Litten that much. The evolution line, I feel like they dropped the ball on the final evolution, and that's totally my opinion. But that final evolution in that game could have been so much better. You could have made that something so much cooler. The design's not, in my opinion, not that great. Poplio, maybe a B. Evolution line's all right. Primarina is... I used Primarina, and I will say it's very good. It's so hard to say because he's good, but it's not my favorite type of water. My favorite water type by any chance. Ooh, is this Grookey? Just based on evolution, it's gonna be a B. I don't think there's gonna be. It's hard to say. The starter's good, but the full evolution line isn't that fantastic. I also just skipped over a bunch, but that is fine because there is no order to this. Is Chespin? Is his name Chespin? Probably a D. That's probably one of my worst starters. Now, don't hate me because it's not the grass type this time. It's strictly the final evolution is kind of ridiculous looking. And again, totally my opinion. If you love them, that's your favorite Pokemon. I'm sorry, but that design is just not fantastic. I think they dropped the ball on that totally when it came to the grass type there. Let's move on. I think we're on the most recent, right? Pretty much. I think. Yep. Okay. I hated the starter type for fire in this. They killed it. They made it a soccer player. And everyone's like, well, you hate soccer? No, it's not that I hate soccer. Cinderace is not a good Pokemon in my opinion. I don't like the cards. I don't like the Pokemon itself. I personally chose, I think in this game I chose Sobble. Because Sobble is easily a B because Sobble's evolution line is just very cool. I think it was a very sleek design. I think it's kind of weird compared to like the trend they went on. Sprigatito. I didn't hate it. So maybe a C. C type, maybe. Yeah. Okay. I'll make it a C. Sprigatito, I think it's just based on one, how cute it is, straight up as a cat. But I think the final evolution is okay. I think there's a lot of love lost on that, where it's the designs for, you know how usually when you design the evolutions of Pokemon, they kind of get similar in some way, like maybe there's a theme. I feel like the theme went all over the place for them, but I feel like the evolution line made that a C. I think if it was any worse, it would be in the Ds. I don't think there's any Fs. I think I like them all for the most part. I did not use him, believe it or not. I wish I did. Skeledirge is one of the coolest Pokemon. I really wish. I think it's that Ghost Fire type. I'm gonna put him as an A, just based on his evolution line. His evolution line is awesome. I personally used Quaxley, but I kind of wish I used as a Fuecoco as a starter, just based on, you know, how cool the evolution line became, and also the typing. Quaxley for me is a B. A lot of B in this one. Again, very middle ground. For me, obviously, kind of, you can tell the trend. Again, it's really the first 3 generations that kind of carry this. I will, in this case, add Pikachu because Yellow technically is a starter. The game Pokemon Yellow, he is technically quote-unquote a starter. So Pikachu, for me, when I played Yellow, very hard because the first gym was Brock. So, C. Just based on, I'm going totally based on Yellow, not Pokemon, not Pikachu. Let's go Pikachu because I never played that. I've had Eevee. But Pikachu is not my favorite when it comes to the starter. Again, it's the TV show. It's what they did for, you know, Ash's Pikachu and all that stuff. I get it. He's the main stake. I will not be adding Eevees in this just because, again, technically, that's like an Evolutions list. Maybe we'll do next time. But here, let's look at the final list of all of just the Tier 1 starters. I'm just making sure I didn't miss any because this list is so expansive. I don't see any. I think we're good. If I went based on final evolutions, that might be a list too. Might be totally different, by the way. Like, very, very... Like, Venusaur might be up there. And not Megas. I wouldn't do Megas, but... All right, let's review the list. So, sitting at the S-Class, we have Charmander, Squirtle, Cyndaquil, Torchic, and Mudkip as my favorite starters. If it, like, I wouldn't say... and then A could have favorites, because I will say, like, I liked Fennekin, I like Totodile, I like Chikorita, I like Froakie. Just not my favorite. But going into the Bs, Bulbasaur, you know... again... A lot of these, some of these could be moving up and down. Popplio might move up a little, maybe down. But this is my final list. And again, I just want to appreciate you guys for watching the videos. And I know you guys are getting real interest in some of these rating videos. I'll see if I can get a second one out. I'm going to see what I want to do. Maybe an Evolutions short list. And we will go on from there. But again, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.